In a remarkable leap forward for lunar exploration, Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost lander successfully touched down on the Moon on March 2, 2025, marking the first-ever successful commercial lunar landing. This milestone not only underscores the growing capabilities of private space companies but also sets the stage for a new era of exploration that could significantly impact scientific research on our celestial neighbor. The Blue Ghost lander, which descended from lunar orbit, autonomously targeted the slopes of an ancient volcanic dome within the Mare Crisium impact basin. "You all stuck the landing. We're on the Moon," reported Will Coogan, Firefly's chief engineer, as confirmation of the successful touchdown reached Mission Control in Austin, Texas. This achievement positions Firefly as the first private company to successfully land a spacecraft on the Moon, a feat that has eluded many, including several national space agencies. During its planned 60-day mission, Blue Ghost will deploy multiple NASA-commissioned scientific instruments, including PlanetVac, which is designed to collect lunar dust by generating a small whirlwind of gas. Additionally, it will host the LEXI telescope tasked with capturing X-ray images of Earth's magnetosphere. According to NASA officials, the data collected by LEXI will enhance our understanding of how Earth's magnetic field shields the planet from solar winds and flares. As illustrated in images released following the landing, the lander's shadow cast against the cratered lunar surface paints a stark contrast to the glowing Earth visible in the background. The successful landing is part of NASA's broader initiative to foster a lunar economy through commercial partnerships. With the space agency investing heavily in private companies to facilitate scientific missions ahead of human landings under the Artemis program. Firefly's mission is particularly significant as it primes the way for future robotic landers to assist lunar astronauts, with Artemis 3 slated to mark humanity's return to the Moon in 2027. "It really does open up a whole new way for us to get more science to space and to the Moon," said Nikki Fox, NASA's top science officer, emphasizing the strategic shift towards commercial lunar exploration. Adding to the excitement in the realm of space exploration, NASA is preparing for the launch of its SphereX mission, a space observatory designed to map 450 million galaxies and unlock secrets of the universe's formation. Scheduled to launch from Vandenberg Space Force Base, SphereX aims to map the entire sky 4 times over 2 years, providing unprecedented insights into galaxy evolution and the origins of cosmic phenomena. "It's going to answer a fundamental question: how did we get here?" said Sean Domingal Goldman, acting director of NASA's Astrophysics Division. SphereX will utilize infrared spectrometry to analyze galaxies, allowing scientists to study cosmic structures that are otherwise obscured by dust and gas. Jamie Bach, the mission's principal investigator, noted that this capability could also lead to discoveries about the origins of water and organic materials in the Milky Way, potentially shedding light on the development of life on Earth and beyond. While the anticipation builds for SphereX's launch, the recent success of Blue Ghost has reignited interest in lunar exploration, with other companies such as Intuitive Machines and the Japanese firm Space preparing to launch their own lunar missions. This wave of activity highlights a vibrant and competitive landscape in the space industry, where private entities are increasingly taking the lead in pioneering new frontiers. As we look ahead, the implications of these missions extend far beyond scientific inquiry. They signal a transformative shift in how humanity approaches space exploration. With private companies like Firefly Aerospace and NASA's ambitious plans for the Artemis program, the next few years promise to reshape our understanding of the Moon and the broader universe, inviting a new generation of explorers and scientists to engage with the cosmos. The challenges will be significant, but so too will be the potential rewards, both for science and for the future of human spaceflight. In an exciting breakthrough for lunar exploration, Firefly Aerospace has achieved a historic milestone with the successful landing of its Blue Ghost lander on the Moon. This event, which took place on March 2, 2025, marks the first ever successful commercial lunar landing. The Blue Ghost is set to undertake a 60-day mission that promises to enhance our understanding of the lunar environment through a suite of NASA-commissioned scientific instruments. Among these instruments is PlanetVac, designed to capture lunar dust by generating a small whirlwind of gas, and LEXI, a telescope that will capture X-ray images of Earth's magnetosphere. This mission is significant not only for its scientific prospects but also as a precursor to supporting human exploration under NASA's Artemis program, with Artemis 3 scheduled to return astronauts to the lunar surface in 2027. As the excitement surrounding lunar exploration grows, so does the pace of rocket launches from Florida's Space Coast. January and February of this year witnessed a record-breaking 19 launches, setting the stage for an even busier spring at NASA's Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Upcoming missions include NASA's SpaceX Crew 10, the United Launch Alliance's USSF-106 National Security Mission, and Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket, which will send NASA's Escapade mission to Mars. With so many launches on the horizon, the Eastern Range is on track to surpass last year's record of 93 annual liftoffs. In a related discussion on astronaut health, a recent study suggests that the sterile environments of spacecraft, including the International Space Station (ISS), may be contributing to health issues faced by astronauts. Conducted by researchers from the University of California, San Diego, the study argues that a more diverse microbial environment could improve the health of astronauts during extended missions. Lead researcher Rodolfo A. Salito emphasized that enhancing microbial diversity aboard the ISS could replicate the beneficial exposures that humans experience on Earth. Their findings indicate that the current high levels of disinfectants on the ISS correlate with lower microbial diversity, suggesting a need for a paradigm shift in how we manage cleanliness in space habitats. Meanwhile, the scientific community is gearing up for the Joyce A. Powers Memorial Lecture featuring Dr. Catherine Clark, former NASA chief scientist for human spaceflight. Scheduled for March 6, 2025, this event will celebrate women's contributions to science and engineering, coinciding with National Women's History Month. Dr. Clark will share insights on the impact of Title IX in these fields, offering inspiration for future generations. As we look ahead, the combination of advancements in lunar exploration, the increasing frequency of space launches, and new insights into astronaut health underscores a vibrant phase for space exploration. The coming months promise to be pivotal not only for NASA's ambitious plans but also for the broader implications of our ventures into space. The ongoing dialogue around astronaut well-being and the push for inclusivity in STEM fields will shape the future of human endeavors beyond Earth. As the dawn of spring approaches, the Eastern Range at Cape Canaveral is poised for an unprecedented wave of rocket launches, signaling an exciting period for space exploration. With 19 orbital rockets already launched from Florida's Space Coast in the first 2 months of 2025, the pace is set to challenge last year's record of 93 annual liftoffs. This surge in activity highlights not only the capabilities of private space companies but also the increasing collaboration between commercial enterprises and government agencies like NASA. The upcoming months will feature a robust launch schedule from NASA's Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, boasting a variety of missions that cater to both commercial and national security interests. Among the notable upcoming launches is NASA's SpaceX Crew 10 mission, which aims to transport astronauts to the International Space Station (ISS) for a long-duration stay. Scheduled for March 12, the Crew 10 mission will take off from Pad 39A at 7:48 p.m. with live coverage beginning 2 hours prior to liftoff. In addition to Crew 10, SpaceX is also set to deploy its Starlink 12-21 payload on March 5, which includes a batch of satellites designed to enhance internet connectivity across the globe. This launch, scheduled between 1 a.m. and 5:31 a.m. from Launch Complex 40, underscores the ongoing efforts to expand terrestrial communications through satellite technology. Another highly anticipated mission is the United Launch Alliance's third Vulcan rocket, which will support the USSF-106 National Security Mission. Although the exact launch date remains to be announced, this mission will utilize 4 solid rocket boosters to deliver payloads to geosynchronous orbit. As aerospace technologies evolve, these launches signify a pivotal shift in how national security objectives are being pursued in space. Moreover, the launch window for Axiom Space's fourth private astronaut mission AX-4 is also expected in the spring, reflecting the growing trend of private companies collaborating with NASA to facilitate manned missions to the ISS. Similarly, Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket is slated to carry NASA's ESCAPADE mission to Mars, showcasing the increasing interest in interplanetary exploration. Amid these launches, discussions about astronaut health have emerged, particularly concerning the sterile environment of the ISS. Recent studies suggest that the lack of microbial diversity aboard the station could negatively impact the health of astronauts over extended missions. Researchers propose that a more diverse microbial environment might enhance astronaut well-being, pointing to the necessity of re-evaluating the cleanliness protocols currently in place. Future built environments, including space stations, could benefit from intentionally fostering diverse microbial communities that better mimic the natural microbial exposures experienced on Earth, stated Rodolfo A. Salito, one of the lead researchers from the University of California, San Diego. As these missions unfold, the interplay between technological advancements and the health of astronauts will undoubtedly shape future space exploration strategies. The implications of fostering microbial diversity aboard space habitats could lead to significant improvements in astronaut health and performance during long-duration missions, further supporting the case for human presence beyond Earth. In conclusion, the upcoming months promise to be a transformative period for space exploration, characterized by a blend of ambitious missions and innovative research. As private companies and government agencies continue to collaborate, the potential for groundbreaking discoveries and advancements in astronaut health remains vast. The world will be watching closely as these launches take place, each one a step toward a deeper understanding of our universe and our capacity to thrive beyond our home planet. On February 25, 2025, NASA's Aqua satellite captured a striking image of colorful dust plumes streaming off the coast of Mauritania. A phenomenon that highlights the intricate interplay between natural landscapes and atmospheric conditions. Each year, the winds in northern Africa lift hundreds of millions of tons of dust from arid regions, contributing to roughly half of the global dust presence in the atmosphere. This region, with its vast deserts and dried lakes, is a significant source of the fine particles that travel across oceans, affecting both local and distant ecosystems. The image, taken by the moderate-resolution imaging spectroradiometer MODIS, reveals the unique coloration of the dust, particularly from Sepkad Tayangamcha, a seasonal lake in salt pan northeast of Nouakchott, which is rich in gypsum and other white minerals. According to Sofia Gomez Macchio Anaya, an atmospheric scientist from the Leibniz Institute for Tropospheric Research, this lighter dust contrasts with darker plumes that contain iron oxide minerals such as hematite and goethite, which impart reddish hues to the airborne particles. Dried lakes and rivers like those in this region serve as major sources of atmospheric dust. The evaporation of water leaves behind fine particles that are easily swept into the air, especially in areas lacking vegetation, which makes these particles especially vulnerable to wind erosion. Once suspended, Saharan dust can have far-reaching impacts, from affecting air quality and respiratory health in nearby populations to influencing weather patterns thousands of miles away. Dust clouds can cross the Atlantic Ocean, where they play a critical role in fertilizing soils in the Amazon and contributing to phytoplankton blooms, which are vital for marine ecosystems. Atmospheric scientist Holger Bars noted that this particular dust plume was relatively localized and reached only about 1.5 kilometers, approximately 1 mile high, which is lower than most dust plumes that typically extend to 4 to 5 kilometers. This limited altitude means that the plume's impact on local air quality could be more pronounced, raising concerns for health and environmental monitoring in the region. The implications of such dust events are significant. They not only affect immediate air quality but also interact with global climate systems, influencing weather patterns and ecological processes across continents. As researchers continue to study these phenomena, the ongoing advancements in satellite imaging and atmospheric science will enhance our understanding of how such dust events operate and their far-reaching effects. Looking ahead, as climate change continues to alter weather patterns and land use, monitoring and understanding the dynamics of dust emissions will be crucial. This will not only help mitigate health impacts on communities but also inform agricultural practices and climate models, ultimately contributing to more resilient ecosystems and societies in the face of environmental change. In a significant milestone for interplanetary exploration, NASA's Europa Clipper spacecraft has successfully executed a flyby of Mars utilizing the planet's gravitational pull to slingshot itself toward its ultimate destination, Jupiter's icy moon Europa. This maneuver, completed on March 2, 2025, marks an important step in the spacecraft's ambitious 1.8 billion-mile journey, which commenced with its launch in October 2024. The Europa Clipper mission, estimated at $5.2 billion, is NASA's first dedicated effort to explore Europa, a celestial body that scientists believe may harbor an underground ocean beneath its icy exterior, potentially providing the right conditions for extraterrestrial life. The spacecraft, sizable enough to match the dimensions of a basketball court, is equipped with expansive solar panels and an array of sophisticated instruments designed for its exploratory tasks. During its close approach to Mars, which occurred at an altitude of approximately 550 miles, the Europa Clipper reached a velocity of 15.2 miles per second. By carefully navigating this trajectory, the spacecraft effectively harnessed Mars' gravity to adjust its course without expending additional fuel. "It's like a game of billiards around the solar system," remarked Ben Bradley, a mission planner at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, emphasizing the precision required for such gravitational assists. The flyby was not merely a navigational maneuver. It also provided a critical opportunity to test some of the spacecraft's scientific instruments prior to their deployment at Europa. Among the tested equipment was a thermal imager aimed at capturing multicolored images of Mars to verify its functionality. Perhaps more crucially, the mission's radar system underwent its first operational test in space. This radar, designed to penetrate Europa's ice and identify hidden oceans, could not be fully tested on Earth due to its size. Thus, this flyby served as a rare and invaluable opportunity for a real-time assessment. As the Europa Clipper continues its voyage, it heads deeper into the solar system with an anticipated arrival at Jupiter in 2030. This timeline not only symbolizes a significant milestone for human exploration but also brings humanity closer to answering profound questions regarding the existence of life beyond Earth. As the mission progresses, scientists worldwide eagerly await the data that could potentially unveil the secrets of Europa's subsurface ocean. Looking ahead, the successful Mars flyby and the ongoing developments of the Europa Clipper mission highlight the importance of international cooperation and the strategic use of technological advancements in space exploration. As NASA and its global partners prepare for future missions, the insights gained from this mission will undoubtedly pave the way for deeper understanding and exploration of our solar system. In a landmark achievement for the private space industry, Firefly Aerospace successfully landed its Blue Ghost lunar lander on the Moon on March 2, 2025, marking the first fully successful commercial landing of a robotic spacecraft. This historic touchdown not only underscores the growing role of private companies in space exploration but also sets the stage for a new era of lunar research and potential economic activity on the Moon. The Blue Ghost lander, which resembles a compact car and stands at 6.6 feet tall, executed a meticulously planned descent to the lunar surface, targeting a site near Mare Crisium, a large basin on the Moon's northeastern side. After launching from Florida on January 15, the lander spent several weeks in lunar orbit before commencing its 63-minute descent, which was carried out autonomously to navigate around obstacles such as boulders. Waukegan Firefly's chief engineer jubilantly announced from Mission Control in Austin, Texas, "You all stuck the landing. We're on the Moon," as the team celebrated the successful touchdown. This mission, part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services (CLPS) initiative, aims to foster a burgeoning lunar economy by utilizing private sector innovation. NASA has contracted Firefly for $101 million to deliver 10 scientific instruments to the Moon, which include a vacuum system for collecting lunar dust and a drill to measure temperatures up to 10 feet below the surface. The significance of these experiments is profound as they could enhance our understanding of the lunar environment and contribute to future manned missions under NASA's Artemis program. Expected to return astronauts to the Moon by 2027. Firefly Aerospace's success is particularly noteworthy given that only a handful of nations, namely the US, Russia, China, India, and Japan, have successfully landed on the Moon. This achievement is a testament to the advancements in commercial spaceflight technology and the potential for private companies to operate alongside traditional space agencies. Jason Kim, CEO of Firefly, remarked, "This is Firefly Aerospace that's gonna land on the Moon at fractions of the cost on a fixed-price contract and doing it with the latest commercial technology." As Blue Ghost begins its 60-day mission, the lander will perform various scientific experiments, including deploying the LEXI telescope designed to capture X-ray images of Earth's magnetosphere. The data collected will provide insights into how Earth's magnetic field protects the planet from solar wind and flares, further emphasizing the mission's scientific value. The successful landing of Blue Ghost opens the door to increased competition in the lunar landscape, with other companies like Intuitive Machines and Space planning to follow suit soon. Intuitive Machines' lander is expected to reach the Moon shortly, while Space prepares for its own lunar mission later this year. This influx of commercial activity signals a shift in the landscape of space exploration, where private entities are increasingly taking the lead in missions that were once the sole domain of national space agencies. NASA's top science officer Nikki Fox noted the importance of these missions, stating, "It really does open up a whole new way for us to get more science to space and to the Moon." With plans for frequent lunar missions, some of which may inevitably face setbacks, the agency acknowledges the learning curve involved in this new paradigm of space exploration. As the lunar economy begins to take shape, the implications for both scientific research and commercial ventures are vast. The success of Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost could pave the way for a future where lunar resources are utilized and human presence on the Moon becomes a reality. Looking ahead, the excitement surrounding lunar exploration is palpable, and as private companies continue to innovate, we may soon witness the Moon transform into a bustling hub for research and development, setting the stage for humanity's next giant leap.